I'm stuck on you. I'm stuck on you. I'm stuck on you. I'm stuck on you. Stuck on you. Stuck on. I'm stuck on you. Stuck on. Stuck on. I'm stuck on you.
My gosh. There we go. Okay. I had the right button set up and everything, and I hit the wrong button as soon as I did that. So, good afternoon, good morning to whoever's watching. We are just doing one of our podcasts again. We missed last week. Just didn't line up with everybody else, and just also didn't have a topic to at the moment. So, but in the meantime, there has been a lot of new things going on in the world of FPV, as well as some new things with one of our newest pilots, Seth. So we got Seth today. I'm gonna add him right now. Oh, there we go. We got a big view of you. Hold on here.
Oh no.
There we go. So how's it going, Seth? So you ordered your drone that we were talking about, the Darwin Baby Ape, right?
Right.
Recently, and then it's still not there yet, but you've been doing some flying still on that Cetus Pro
Right.
a little bit, yeah. We got some of the videos. I think we posted one of them. Rachel's at it. That thing, it being 1S, it says like low voltage all the time.
Oh
When you
yeah.
punch it hard. It's so funny just to watch the voltage just go as soon as you full throttle it. But
I mean, it was windy out that day, so I was kind
Yeah.
of fighting against the wind too.
yeah, that thing probably weighs like 30 grams. So
Oh
that
yeah.
wind is-
But it still flew like a champ in the wind.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a pretty good drone. We'll have to get Rachel back on it too sometime when she wants to. So, um, so other than that, what's been new with you at all, flying wise, simulator wise? Did you try out the new sim? I know when we were doing the last one, you said that you accidentally bought that one that Rupert uses. Did you actually use that one? I forgot the name of it.
I do use Logic FPV.
Logic.
FPV Logic.
Yeah. Okay.
I did use it. I think I like liftoff a little better personally
Yeah.
because I
well,
like the aspect of crashing and then being able.
yeah. Yeah. That's what
like
I see. I liked the graphics just by watching it on the Logic
Right.
one, but the crash effect I think has to be a thing, and especially like the prop one and everything. Even in liftoff, like I think we were messing around last time I was flying it. We were flying over a volcano that was in the simulator, and like if you got too low, it would like melt your props slowly. So then the props would slowly degrade.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was so cool. So you could only go over it a couple times before you're SOL, and tried to make it back with the drone all flying weird, which is
Right.
probably pretty realistic.
Right.
But that kind of stuff is cool because it like flying in ideal conditions is not a thing, especially in Wisconsin with wind and everything else too.
Oh yeah.
And on top of that, like, I mean, I'm not cheap when it comes to FPV exactly, but like if I have a prop that's like a little bent or has a little nick in it from getting it in a tree or a harder landing, I'll still fly the dang thing. Like I'll still
Right.
rip that prop around until I either one like get sick of it or I want to fly with the GoPro because fly with the GoPro with that like bent prop can add jello to the video
Oh yeah.
feed. So, but you also still notice it when there's a little defect on your stuff. So,
Right.
but so that's cool.
Yeah. Still next or in this next paycheck, I still gotta order that camera, which
Uh, the run
that
cam thumb, right?
yeah,
Yep.
and I'm gonna be bringing it to you because it looks like I have to get it soldered in there.
Yeah, you just have to power it off of something, a 5 volt or something like that, or VBAT. I can
There's
solder
a.
that.
I was looking at the like some videos on it, and people just solder it right to the board.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
okay,
there's the board has a lot of different power controls. I don't know exactly about the Darwin one. I'm sure there is some kind of like VBAT thing, but like it almost has voltage regulators on it. So like you can take a positive and negative that's from the battery and through the flight controller, it'll dumb it down from 3S 14 volts or 12 volts down to 5 volts, and we just
okay,
have to see. Excuse me. We have to see what that thumb takes for voltage. So,
okay,
um, but either way, sometimes when you power it directly off of a battery, it can cause voltage spikes and decreases as you punch the throttle, right? So like
right,
we'll have to see what's best for it.
okay. I also gotta 3D print some mounts for it too because I was looking it up and it was like $10 a mount. I'm like, no, I can just print that.
Yeah, you can just print that and print a bunch of them because you might break one and you crash or something
Well,
too.
that was the plan. I was gonna fill my plate with them because with me flying, I know I'm gonna crash. So,
Yeah, and hopefully that camera should hold up. Just don't fly over concrete for a while,
oh,
honestly.
yeah,
So you'll mess up that camera. But yeah, and you were talking about like putting a GoPro on that thing. It's not gonna hold that. It might
I
fly with
was.
it, but it's gonna fly like shiz in it
There
because
was
it's
a
like
guy flying with it on his baby ape, but he wasn't doing any freestyle. He was
no,
just
no, no,
doing
no.
was cinematic, yeah,
Yeah, just
cinematic.
yeah. The it's impressive that that tiny drone could pick up a camera that's heavier than the whole drone and the battery.
I
But
doubt the battery lasted.
oh yeah, I put a run cam orange on the baby ape one time, and that's like this flat, like longer camera thing. I think it was a run cam
Mhm.
orange or a run cam Swift 2 or something like that. I don't remember, but it flew terribly. Like you could tell the weight was there right away. I did some flips
Gotcha.
and rolls, and I uploaded a video. I think it's one of my nighttime, or sorry, not nighttime, dusk flying videos. So, but yeah, yeah. So in between, then there's been like some crazy FPV drama with some of the like popular pilots and stuff too. So there's right now Bot Grinder, one of these like hardcore FPV guys that used to work at Rotor Riot. He got like a fake, half butt written like cease and assist letter because he did this whole video that was like talking about how influencers like on YouTube affect FPV and stuff like that and affect YouTube. And one of the things that he talks about that's pretty understandable is that like too many FPV pilots put like affiliate links to like crap that they know is garbage, but they still
Right.
know they're going to make a buck on it, right? So then they put it in there. And there's this famous YouTuber that he put like in this video, and he showed his logo for like 2 seconds. Didn't say even his name or anything. And then that guy that owns that channel sent him a cease and assist letter and all this craziness, and like it looked like some kid like drew it up with crayon. I mean, it's just stupid, and it's probably not going to hold up at all. But it's
See,
kind of
internet
silly.
drama.
He even says like it's he said the state of Philly, and it's like Philly's not a state. Philadelphia is not a state. It's so stupid, but also kind of comical. So there's that going on, and then at the same time, this guy named what is Philly Drone Life, I believe it is. So a different guy out of Philly, um, that flies mainly like DJI like photography drones.
Right.
He for a while, he had a YouTube channel just flying drones like in like the city, which one thing you're not supposed to do for a while. You weren't supposed to do that even back in the day.
There's certain areas where you can.
It's flying over.
It's listed on the maps, but
Yeah, I don't know the exact like everything that he did, but it was kind of strange is that like there was rumor that he was ignoring like all of these FAA like laws, and then you got some guy that was like or some people that were reporting him to the FAA,
Mhm.
and he said or they said that he was just ignoring their like messages, but he actually wasn't. He was replying to all of them and trying to like figure out what's going on. And through that, like I don't know how to explain it because it's pretty involved, but like through that, it seems like nothing came about of it really,
Okay.
and it went on for 5 years. It started in like 2019.
2019.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's like when he first got his first like warning about something, and he corrected it or something like that. And now um, they are suing him. The FAA is going after him, or not even the FAA. It's like it's actual like the U.S. government is going after him for $180,000
and
and plus legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of crazy because it's the biggest case for a personal use drone pilot to
right.
get against, and it's coming from a guy that like doesn't have a lot of money to begin with. Like, there's no way this is like life changing amount of money. Like, there's no way you could pay this.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting what's going to happen. It just seems like there's a lot of charges on it that are like, for one, they're charging him with stuff from videos that were done in 2019 before the laws that they're charging him for were even in effect. Which is kind of it's
That
like if
doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I thought there's such thing as grandfathered in. You know what I mean? Like, why can you get
Right.
grandfathered in to not get a motorcycle license if you're born before a certain date? But then you
Right.
do something and make a video of it 19 or in 2019, and they make a new law in 2020. Then, like, I don't understand how. But you breaking a law that wasn't a law at that time is a thing that you
That
can be
means the
charged
government
for
would
it.
go after a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy. So we'll see what comes of all of this. I don't even know if the guy has a lawyer. It keeps going back and forth that he doesn't have a lawyer.
Okay.
So
Didn't he stop flying?
I don't
Or
know
was
if
it
he.
not him?
I don't know if he stopped flying. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing he. I mean, anytime that this is going on, I wouldn't even fly in my freaking kitchen. Like I would be so paranoid
Right.
about something going on. But I don't know. He also like his personality. I watched some of his YouTube videos. I'm not really into like just DJI flying, uh, just level flying, just flying through a city. But I watched some of his videos, and he does get a little like he has a weird sense of humor.
Watch your foot.
Yeah, yeah. So don't turn off the internet this time. There we go.
I just keep
That
seeing
was
your
so
foot
funny.
move closer and closer to the cords.
I moved all of the cords now since then, so hopefully I don't get it.
Yeah, I got to redo all of my chords in the middle.
Oh man, it's a
Sorry.
nightmare. That's all right. Um, train of thought. Oh, he would like joke around a lot, like he's acting like he's crashing when he's not. Like he'd be like,
Oh,
"Oh no, guys, we're going down," and he would just you like yaw really hard and rotate at the same time. And it's like it's a DJI drone. If something was going wrong, it's not spinning like that. It's not going
no.
down and like it's doing.
It's just going.
Yeah, yeah. So like he just made it like fake, like he was crashing, and then that like made his situation a lot worse.
Right.
So
I mean, with my personal experience with DJI, it's just if something's wrong with the drone, it'll just slowly lower itself down wherever it is.
yeah, Oh yeah,
Which
or I
I've
mean,
noticed.
in early DJI days, if they had like a short on the motor, it actually hit it an e-stop. Like it would just stop all the props, and the thing would just fall like a rock. It wouldn't hit
Oh yeah,
that.
I
It
know.
wouldn't be spinning or anything. The thing would just be dropping like a rock. So
Yeah, because I
yeah,
remember I have actually experienced that because this was when my dad was in North Fond du Lac and I was there for the weekend. We see this red blinking light going across the sky, and all of a sudden we see this drone just drop straight down
yeah.
right next to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, yeah. See, but that's the kind of thing that is scary. That's why you do have to be conscious of where
Right.
you're flying and stuff. So, and spotters and visual line of
We
sight.
found out the dude was actually across town that actually owned that drone.
That was probably not visual line of sight then.
No.
That's the kind of stuff that they're putting $15,000 fines on people for.
Well, yeah.
So that's crazy.
I think we still have that drone somewhere.
You still have the drone. Probably go track where it came from. Report it to the FAA.
That was like a
Really?
year ago. That's too late now.
Yeah, I don't know. With the whole
Well,
Philly drone
maybe.
life now, getting sued for 5-year-old crimes, it's like, I don't know. But I don't know. That's the whole other thing is that, like, it must, it's like getting expensive to fly. And
Yeah.
it makes you paranoid. So you're extra cautious. And I don't know, like, um, it's just, what do you do? Because they even have, like, the way FAA rules are, like flying a tiny whoop, like the little 65 millimeter, thing that weighs 20 grams. It's smaller than even the little white one that you're flying.
Hmm.
Like, is illegal. They're saying. So I don't
Why?
know. I don't. It's because it doesn't have remote ID. You can't put remote ID on the remote ID unit would cost or would be, well, for one, the cost would be as much as the drone, but secondhand, like, the weight of it would be 3 times what the drone weighs. So it literally physically can't carry the remote ID device. So
And
then they're
why?
just saying then you don't fly it. It's like, uh, I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
What is that tiny drone gonna do that it's gonna affect anybody?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tiny whoops are meant to be in like a small area.
I know.
At
Right.
least that's what
And
I think.
right. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Right.
Break anything. You can hit a window with it full throttle and it's not gonna hurt anything.
I mean,
So
I've done that plenty of times.
yeah, right. But yeah, that's just the part that I don't know,
But
makes people nervous to get into the hobby. But I think that things will work out and iron out in the long run. Just don't do stupid shiznit and just be smart about the hobby. Be
right,
cautious and have spotters and you know try to abide by the rules the best you can.
right.
So I don't know.
Don't fly near people.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I
but
went out to where I went because where I was flying there wasn't many people and it was open area. I know
yeah,
it wouldn't do anything, but still you don't want to be hitting anybody.
no, right, yep. Just be conscious, especially when you're
Well,
new. Like when you were flying, you were high up and everything like that too. Like you knew. I mean, I can tell that you're still, practicing your tricks kind of high up, and
I was trying to, because I did take a video before that, but I didn't send you it because I was trying to fly lower to the ground. But
yeah,
I kept getting, or leaning forward too much and catching the grass, and
yeah,
I just fumbled it.
yeah,
Or like I was trying to fly through a tree because there was a big enough gap there, and I just kept messing that up. And I'm like, well, I'll just
that drone is small and underpowered still. Again, when you get your
oh, right.
baby ape, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, this thing is really
Scary.
fast." Yeah, like you're gonna burp the throttle and it's gonna be pretty high up really fast. So I can't. I mean, the technology with these small drones has come so long or so far
Well,
that
right.
it's so awesome.
I
And
mean, when I get my baby ape, though, I'm still gonna probably fly it high for a little bit.
yeah,
Just
just treetop.
well, yeah. Then
But
again, I'm still gonna push it hard because that's just who I am. I like to beat and abuse my hobby items.
test the equipment. Yeah,
Like,
we'll go through some batteries.
like
Man,
you've
go
seen
ahead.
my RCs. I beat them. That beats crap out of them.
right? But
Like,
this,
oh, go ahead.
oh, this is still expensive to beat on, like
Oh,
the,
yeah.
yeah, and like, I don't know, it's the same thing. Like, I just ordered more 5-inch batteries, batteries for my 5-inch, 4 cell
Right.
1500s. And Rachel and I went out to go do a video at a park, and this time of year flying analog sucks because those trees don't have any leaves on them, and like they're hard to see little branches. And dude, I was having a rough time. Like we were trying to make a video, and I was doing some cool gaps in between trees and power looping them, and I kept hitting like stupid little branches. And in that like 30-minute span, I broke a camera. I smushed 2 batteries. It somehow each time I had like a bad crash and it like went towards like concrete or just hit really hard, it landed with the drone upside down on top of the battery, smushing the
Oh,
batteries. And then when it broke the camera, it pulled a pin out of my flight controller and it pulled it off the
fantastic.
solder. So like there's no fixing that.
Right.
Um, and so I was like, holy crap, we were just flying for 30 minutes and it costed me $110, of parts. And we still don't have the
Yikes.
video that we want to do, you know. But
But
so
no, like last weekend, I also took out my Limitless V2 because I have one that has an ADAS system in it now, and I
yeah,
have it pushing around 125. And I forgot to order my fan, so all of my wires became unsoldered from the motor. I'm like, why do I have no throttle?
oh man,
And
is
then
the
the good
motor
thing is,
okay?
oh, the motor's fine. It's a Castle.
Oh yeah, it can take some
But
time.
it gave me flashbacks because remember my blue one I had that had your warranty?
Yeah,
I was like,
yep.
oh no, it's gonna start on fire, so I sprinted towards.
Jeez.
Yeah, I started 3 cars on fire just because that was my whole speed run time too. Is like all the them I started on fire were speed runs because I'm trying to push it further and further, and
Yeah,
I,
yeah, you're
I didn't have enough heat spewed off it.
right.
Like all my fault, but
No, yeah, and that's when we were catching my dad's infraction on fire. That was the same thing. It's like just pushing it too hard,
well, yeah,
not
but
giving it time to cool down.
it's fun to push it hard.
You know, but the drones will do the same thing too. Like the what is it called? The cap that's in these. There's like little caps, the soldered onto where the plugs go in on the board on the flight controller. I'm sorry, on the ESCs.
You had a comment on Facebook, sorry.
Oh, it's Castle. Someone Ethan commented that. But yeah, so those caps can go bad, and that will actually cause a lot of issues sometimes too. For one, if you don't notice it right away, like it could cause dropout, video issues. Like it doesn't. Again, it makes voltage fluctuate through that whole crazy board that's powering a bunch of different things. Um, or you can break. This is I think how I caught my last one on fire. A solder joint can break on that cap and then touch somewhere else.
I'm pretty sure that's how all my RCs started on fire.
Yeah, so like that then that shorts out, a really fast, aggressive punch, into something that's not supposed to have that. So, yeah. So
Because
you
when
gotta
I
watch your
first started-
caps
Right.
on these.
Because when I first started doing the high speed stuff, that's when like everybody was getting into it and all the stuff was not ready to take out that much power.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what kind of happened with those is that just too much heat and not the right solder on it. And
Cold solder joint on it or something.
I think that's what happened on this one because I didn't solder this one. It was a trade that I got.
Yeah.
So obviously I shouldn't have trusted those solder joints, but I did. But it's
You can tell
whatever.
you can tell by the color of them too sometimes.
They were very shiny. So that's why I kind of trusted them.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're shiny, then it's probably good in high nickel solder.
Right. But
That's
yeah,
another
could
thing.
be the fans.
Yeah, you gotta get it. You're gonna have to get a solder iron, Seth. I actually
I have one, but it's not a good one.
I have a decent one, and Rachel's gonna buy me a new one. Because that's one of the things she wants to get me. But I have the what is it? Track Power TK 950. I've had that thing forever, and the main problem is that the heating element works, but like the head and
It gets
everything
too
is,
hot.
well, no, it's on a dial, but it's all like from being 7 years old, it's melted, and like the tube is kind of dented and everything from hot and cold all the time, and then the tip is in bad shape. But if you want it, we can figure something out for it.
Because what I have a
But
butane torch one, and it doesn't get hot enough for a lot of shit.
oh, this thing gets
But,
super hot.
well, yeah, I need to get an electric one, but
Yeah,
I haven't really gotten around to it.
You ready for a question?
we got a question.
Mm-hmm.
We got a
Okay.
question.
Okay, so Ethan asked you, why can't certain ESCs take over 50C burst rates, like Traxxas 6S and 8S?
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm not okay.
6S and 8S.
Yes.
ESCs.
Specifically. He
Why
asked
can't
if
they
it's by
take over
design.
50C? I haven't heard that problem. Have you, Seth?
I haven't had that issue. I've always, or yeah, like right now I run 100C in all of my cars.
Yeah, but he's
Because
saying,
Why can't they?
Or
Why can't certain ones?
yeah,
oh, they can't run
like
50 at all?
Traxxas. Yeah, 6S and 8S, they're saying they can't take over 50C. So maybe that's a Traxxas thing, but I know that Traxxas, like they only go up to like a 50C discharge rate. And honestly,
Right.
what I would say right away for like everybody for these batteries, the C rating is not accurate for most companies. Um,
At
the
100% throttle.
yeah,
Mhm.
the C rating would be initial burst, though, Ethan. So 100% throttle is already too far for the initial burst. So the C rating wouldn't matter at that point. But the C rating on most batteries, what they advertise on the side of it, is nowhere near what it actually is.
Exactly.
So there's, the companies like Gens Ace, I would probably believe them a little bit more.
Oh, Gen Ace and like
Spectrum
all
is
the racing
probably,
batteries.
yeah, Spectrum is pretty much Gens Ace cells, the same thing. So I would believe their cell rate or C rating. But then like Z batteries, when they say they're 120C,
Oh, definitely not.
like I don't even think they're close to 100.
I don't even
So
trust Traxxas batteries.
yeah, Traxxas batteries, I don't know either.
Only
I,
reason I have them is because I got them for free.
yeah, yeah, and their stupid proprietary plug.
Also, just get rid of Traxxas ESC. I don't mean to say that, but just don't do it, Traxxas.
Go back to Castle Traxxas. That's what I would say. Go back to
Yes.
Castle ESCs.
Or just swap it out for a Hobby Wing.
Yeah, which is just Spectrum. So
Spectrum's Hobby Wing, either or.
yeah,
Because Spectrum actually used to make their own stuff.
yeah.
Or
They did, but it was called. It started with an X.
Arma. No.
No. The X. Zealand. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but they had like Horizon Hobby had their own ESC company. It just I don't remember the name of it. It's so old. It was before Spectrum.
I don't remember. Oh,
So
wait. I think I do know what you're talking about because I'm pretty sure I had one in my HPI at one point. It was like a belt-driven
Xeon.
HPI.
yeah,
Xeon sounds right.
Is it-
Yep.
yeah. I don't remember, but
It was like an orange ESC.
yeah. They were. I mean, they weren't that good, but they're okay for their time and reasonably priced.
Oh, yeah.
So
They were like
'cause-
20, 35 back then. Something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, I don't know. Losi used to come with them and stuff like that too. But anyways, drone stuff, FPV. Keep always talking
Oh,
about
no.
cars because I mean we do all of it. FPV car or FPV and cars or FPV cars. We gotta do a video on FPV cars. I tried it once. I had crappy range, so I
You got
gotta
one more
I'll
question.
donate one of my cars.
yeah.
Have you ever had any new Traxxas receivers go bad?
New Traxxas like TQIs, yeah. We've had even defective ones, especially the ones with the Bluetooth TQI link. So
I swap them all with Spectrum.
yeah, I would actually, if you have bad ones, like go to Traxxas because I think they know it's a problem. We've been able to warranty them before pretty easily. So, and programming them too and updating them, which is pretty important. They can do some bad stuff, and then you update them, and then it starts working for some reason. So
Traxxas.
try to update it first. You know, Drones are coming out. FPV quads are coming out with flight controllers that have Bluetooth in them, and you can do some of your tuning through your phone.
Cool.
Through an app called SpeedyBee. I think you might have to pay for it or something like that. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, no, I think I think both of my 5 inches have that option. I'm gonna mess around with it sometime. I'm just afraid of doing it because like when I get something that flies after programming it and getting it set up, I'm afraid to even plug it into the computer again to screw something up again. So I always back up all my quads, like I back up the files for them and stuff.
Right.
But and using like I'm used to using Betaflight and then using a company that's called SpeedyBee that I don't nothing about. I don't know.
Right.
So
maybe if they're successful, Betaflight will come out with something.
Yep. Yep. The ELRS stuff that you're getting because your baby ape is that, right? And your remote is a Radio Master
Correct.
that has ELRS.
At least that's what's in the picture. I'm assuming it's going to be one. But
Yeah, we'll hope because getting that controller will be pretty nice if it's that 2.4 ELRS. But I'm still like I set up this other quad that has it, and it still took me some time to set it up because you have to get everything on the same firmware, and the same like when I say that like there's different versions of the firmware, like different companies have different versions,
right.
and then there's like open source ones, and then on top of that there's like software like version release candidates or release date ones, like the newest one or the oldest one. And so like if you have your controller that's on the newest one, and then like say if it's on beta FPV 2.4 whatever, and it's on the newest one, but then you get a device or a receiver and that's on the oldest one, they won't communicate, they won't link, and it'll be pretty frustrating. So you have to update that, and you can update that through your computer or through Wi-Fi. I tried to do it through my computer because they recommend doing that in case your internet cuts out, or if something happens where your phone disconnects from it,
Right.
then it'll break the ELRS module out. But I couldn't get it to work through the computer, so I just did it through Wi-Fi. You can actually, it's so weird because you can take this remote and you can hook it up to your network, your home Wi-Fi, and then you can go and take the receiver, go through your phone, like you go grab the Wi-Fi through your phone, like program, and it'll open up a window, and you can again do the same thing, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then you can sit and do updates now through them, and they talk to each other and stuff like that. It's interesting. You have to play around with it. Like there's so much more to it than I even know, but doing it the second time, I'm like, this is cool, but it's also like 100% not new, like pilot friendly at all. It takes a lot to figure this stuff out, and like these modules are pretty expensive, and if you do an update wrong, you're gonna break it out, and then getting it unbricked is super hard, and most people that are new into it are gonna say F it and maybe go switch, or they're gonna buy a whole new one and have to start over again just because they downloaded the wrong software and paired things up wrong,
That'd be me.
YouTube.
So yeah, YouTube, Joshua Bardwell videos for sure. So that's a learning curve. So when you do that, let's try to work together on it. If you get another quad after the baby ape,
I was thinking getting the
Meteor
one you
65.
told me. Yes.
Meteor 65 ELRS. Yeah. I can set you up with that. I bet you the Darwin is probably going to have the older version of beta FPV ELRS like version.
I'm assuming.
And I think that's good because then the Meteor is going to be on that same version. So we'll see. I think it'll be relatively easy then, but we'll have to see.
Because I didn't Rupert say he was going to fix up a 5-inch for me or something like that. I thought he said something. Like
Yeah,
that.
he said something about that. Yeah, we'll see if he can still do it. He's been pretty busy, it looks like, lately.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna bug him about it.
Yeah. I'm still from that endeavor of breaking $120 in 30 minutes on my quads. I literally brought two 5-inch Seth, two 5-inch quads, identical. You know, they were basically built the same. I'm like, all right, well, we got one that will be, the sacrificial, and then the backup one, and like first two batteries. It's like, oh, this is not going good.
Brand
So
new batteries.
Brand new batteries. Rachel bought them for me on her Amazon thing because I don't mess around with Amazon too much. And like, literally, both batteries only had one flight on it before I totaled them. It's like, each one was 20 some bucks. It's like, oh my gosh.
I mean, at least it's not too bad on the price.
No, yeah, and like, they're reasonably priced still, but it just sucked not like at least getting a weekend out of the damn things.
Compared to ground RCs?
Oh, dude, yeah, ground backs, Spectrum 4 sounds that are $160
a piece,
right? But so yeah, I don't know. I even told Rachel, like, I'm not mad about like the money part of it and everything so much that it just sucks that it like just all happens in a row like that.
Right.
And like I even grabbed the backup quad and I was like, I put the GoPro on it and made a quick video and hit another branch still, but the drone didn't go down. But I hit another branch and I'm like, all right, screw this. I don't want to total this drone too.
I don't blame you.
Oh my goodness. The video's gonna have to wait for this week. I'll have to get some flight time Sunday or something when it's nice. Go fly in an open field with no freaking trees. I love flying.
We got a big one.
Yeah.
In Fond du Lac. We got a big soccer, it's like full of soccer fields. And it's
That's
just
what we
like,
got.
But it's like 30 different fields.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's
Dude,
insane.
it's huge. But I mean, I do like flying around like trees and stuff. It's just this time of year sucks because there's no freaking leaves and analog. It's 380p pixeling in and out, and like the next frame you might be a freaking tree, even though there was nothing there a minute ago. It's like I don't know. I also use it as an excuse to Rachel, like, hey, this is why I should switch everything to HD. Like, I know it's $230 a quad, but
I heard the what are they called? Fat Sharks, the HDs that I showed you.
yeah,
I heard those were really nice.
the HDO. But that's analog, though, isn't it? Or does it do?
It's
both?
HD.
It's HD, but you have to have. I don't know what module works with that as far as receiver
sure
and
it's
transmitter time. Fat Shark doesn't make a HD transmission that I know of.
I'd have to look at it again.
There's like Walk Snail, DJI is what I
think
use.
that one sounds right.
HDO, I think, right? Or HD0.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember all of them. There's not that many, but and I think Walk Snail is in bed with Fat Shark.
I was bringing that up because I was looking at it like the other night between DJI and the Fat Shark, and I think I'd probably rather go with the Fat Shark.
Yeah.
Walk Snail.
Walk Snail. Yeah, it works with Walk Snail.
Mhm.
Yeah. Those are still like $140 video transmitter setups.
Oh, right.
I believe, but it's still cheaper than the DJI. But DJI, the reason why I choose it too is it has the best recording video.
Gotcha.
And image stabilization built into it. So now on top of that, instead of
Makes my life easier.
well, it makes your life easier on top of it, but it also, instead of breaking when you crash a $280 GoPro, you have your FPV camera and system that's inside the carbon fiber frame that has a lot higher chance of surviving that crash.
And
it's recording off of that and saving weight.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
yeah.
It still makes my life easier.
Yeah. I'll get one eventually for the freestyles. I have for the Pavo Pico. So it's pretty big. You want to grab that?
This one?
Yeah. The transmitter part itself is huge. So I mean that's the biggest problem is my 5 inches are pretty narrow and I'm gonna have to find a spot to mount this brick. But like this is the video transmitter up here, and then that's the camera, And it actually, these are smaller antennas. It comes with these two huge antennas that go like this far out, and each antenna is like, or the antenna set is like $60 or $70. So like if you crash hard enough and break an antenna, it's like, oh, that's expensive too. The
Right.
camera itself is $100. So if you scratch the lens, break the lens, it's $100. You can't
Get
replace
a lens
it.
protector.
Yep, that's the mandatory. I actually lost mine on this one. It fell off on me. It came with one. I have to get a new one. But that's
I was
that.
thinking if I were to get a 5-inch, I think I would want to make that one my HD. I don't know yet.
I would. That's what I would do. That is, if you get a 5-inch, go HD. You're not going to be freestyle flying aggressively enough to make that like latency that
Such
big.
an issue.
Yeah.
But I'll keep my 3-inch analog because that'll be the one I don't. That'll be the one I'll less care. It seems wrong to say, but I'll less care about it than I would over a 5-inch.
Yeah. But you're saying your 3-inch one would be?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, whenever I was gonna do something stupid, I'd send the baby ape up,
Right.
rip it around, and if I crashed it, actually most of the time it survived the crashes. I don't think I even ever busted a battery besides maybe cutting one balance lead off in a crash once. Oh, that is a thing too. Secure your balance leads. Like, give me an example, Rachel. We have that one right there. That pack that shouldn't be out on the table. It should be in the bag. No, the battery. Like these, the bounce leads, I just take electrical tape and wrap it around this end. I can't tell you how many times I've ruined a battery by cutting off those leads, especially 5-inch.
Why did I never think of that with RC cars?
I don't know.
I always just put them in the strap.
Yeah. Well, like it's kind of hard with quads.
Well,
You only got one strap, But so I just do that, and then it keeps them out of the way, especially in a crash.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
You don't know why? Because it's too full.
Oh,
There's too many.
the red bag. I keep everything in fireproof bags like crazy.
I'll put it in a little bag just for now.
All of
No,
my
it's not
batteries
the
used to
one.
be in a fireproof bag, but I'm pretty sure all of my batteries are bad now. Because I haven't touched them all winter.
Every time you do that, you must be twisting the headphone because like he was cutting it out when you were doing that. Sorry, her headphone was like half in.
Sorry, said.
You have this hokey like $3 headphone jack splitter just so we can both hear you talk.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know I was
told
making
you.
them cut out.
What's that?
That's why I sent you that listing on Facebook, man.
Which one?
Of that PC.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You need a new one. You ready for
That
one
was-
more question?
We got another question from Ethan.
Yeah.
Of course.
He asks if you'd be interested in airborne filming or race day at his place sometime. He's interested in the capabilities of the drones.
Yeah, of course. Ethan.
Ethan.
Yeah, we could do that. And just airborne filming. What does he mean by that?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Probably just
like just
following.
cruising around. Yeah, we can go chase some. He's got big, fifth scale XRTs and stuff like that. If he
Oh,
still
okay.
has them, he's a hardcore Traxxas fanboy.
Practice question. Got it.
So don't talk.
a dirt track.
A dirt track. Yeah, we could do that. I could rip
And bring
up
my
Pico.
X-Max out there.
I gotta say, chasing. He's probably laughing at the fanboy part.
I think so.
Chasing the RC cars around with the little Pablo Pico is probably the coolest thing ever. I don't know why, but like it's so much fun. When I went to Dirt Heaven to do that, I did it first with the Meteor 65, and it was good.
Well,
It
the
was
lights
fun.
made it flicker all funny.
Yeah, so like the FPS on the camera made the UV lights flicker a lot, and then obviously it's still live video analog feed, so it's not good. So I called them. I left a screen there on accident, and I talked to them, the next day or the next following week. I was like, hey, can I come down there with just a drone that's a little bit bigger? And he was like, heck yeah, you can come down here. So I did another video, and the drivers seemed to like it. They thought it was cool and a little center of attention for a little bit. So it was cool. But you can get pretty close to the cars and everything. Like I swear when I was flying the Meteor 65 the first day, I had two buggies that were jumping over the main jump, and I was chasing the main one, and I actually didn't know the other one was behind me. And I think his lower or his wing, when he was in the air, my drone like landed on top of it for a second. Like he just like bumped me up in the air a little bit and then landed, and I was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. That was so awesome. And it's just this little freaking drone that's like, wow, man, that was amazing. Thinking it's a real car. But it was made for a cool shot. So
Right.
then chasing Rachel driving my HPI WR8 around was fun too. So
Not the best driver.
no, but I mean we were doing straight line shots and even that looked cool. You were getting pretty good though. I was surprised to see you driving an RC car that well.
I'll let her drive my Skyline.
Your Skyline, the one that goes 120.
I'm good.
This one only hits 90.
Yeah, there you go. She hit a curb going like 60 with mine,
That's
and
okay.
it launched into. It's in the video that I posted. It
Did I
launched.
tell you the story about my Vendetta?
No, not that one. Did that one go airborne?
No. So on my last pass, because I did all these modifications to it to make it go straight, more power, because you know they're 3S systems, right?
Yeah.
I shoved a 6S system in it.
Oh, jeez.
I got that thing to hit 130, but imagine it going 130 straight into a vehicle.
Oh no. Jeez, Louise.
I
Oh yeah,
snapped it.
you can do that, but they're gonna regulate my little tiny whoop that I fly around in the park. What the
Snapped
hell?
it in half because it hit my car wheel. And it was just it scared me because it almost hit me flying through the air.
Oh yeah, dude, that thing's gonna snap your freaking leg off. Even a Vendetta, like even though that's all plastic chassis and everything, like that thing
Oh,
has
those
some
are-
weight.
They're so scary because they're so light.
Yeah, yeah.
And because with them being so light, when you're braking, the body parachutes up and you're not stopping. You're just
Mhm.
going.
Yep. Yeah, we had a store demo one when I worked at Hobbytown, and like I ripped the heck out of that one a bunch. And like
Yeah, when you left, I crashed it.
that's funny. So, yes, we have another.
He added, no, he just said he still has his XRT, but he upgraded to the X Max Ultimate.
X-Max Ultimate.
Mhm.
Okay, I just want to poke fun at Ethan and maybe you, Seth, here. What do you think of the new Slash?
I want it. I don't know why, but I want it.
Dude, I'm the same way. And let's see what Ethan says.
Because the chassis is a Max, but it's a Slash. It's a giant
It's
Slash.
and dude, I honestly like the Max. Like I had a lot of fun
Oh, yeah.
driving the
I
Max.
have the V2.
Uh-oh.
Did he say no?
He said,
So he
eh.
said, eh.
Dude, I like the
Man.
Slash. I gotta say, and maybe I just have like a soft spot for short course trucks.
I like my short course trucks.
Yep. Yeah, I see that's a
I think
sentence.
two of them up.
That's a
the
sentence.
UD. are.
Success is too much,
Yeah.
is what he says.
Yes, okay. I agree with that. The dang power going to these electric trucks is going way too high. Like that did you see the speed rating for that? 70
miles per hour.
miles an hour? I mean, that thing doesn't need to go 70 miles an hour. You're not going to even see that thing.
My kind of fun.
No. That sounds like a lot of parts and ripping tires. Knowing Traxxas, you're going to rip the tire.
That's why you get aftermarket pro lines.
Yeah. No, I told Rachel when we were first looking at it that 6S was too much, and that if we get it, we're going to get 4S packs and use a jumper for the other plug. Because that's just too much. Yes, yeah, exactly. 6S is not short course truck and a truck that small. That's just overpowered. That's
Fine.
basher.
What about the Mojave? What's the Mojave classified?
That's a 6S, but that's a 7 scale. This is a little bit smaller than a 7 scale, I believe.
True. And the tracks is going to be lighter because it's all plastic. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yep. I mean, would you run 6S in your a Max? Because that's all it is.
Yeah, I would.
No, man, 4S was enough. I even ran the Max on 3S and I had fun with it.
I drove a 6X Max and it was fun. But obviously, yes, it could not handle it because we broke it right away, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to run 6S in a Vendetta, but I did it.
Right. For a short amount of time before you smacked someone's car.
It was my car.
Your car. Sorry, your car.
See, it's okay because it was my car.
Right.
That way it was funny.
Yeah.
That's what that sentence up there
Ethan
is
just
for.
said
That's
it
for
before.
parts.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mojave, you made it clear too that the Mojave is now in 4S as well. But when we ran the Mojave, we always ran it on 4S too, like the first Mojave, the 7-scale one.
Mhm.
So, I don't know.
I won't run it on 4S.
Again, I think this stuff is getting overpowered.
Where I take my Mojave is on these big hills, and I jump the hills with them, so I need that extra power.
Yeah. Oh, such a good FPV podcast. I love that we talk about everything. So what about your car? What about your car, your real car?
What about it?
I don't know.
Just trying to make a new topic.
It's a little broken right now.
That's every car.
I need to fix the O2 sensors because I ripped the front wire on it on accident.
I might have an old O2 sensor that you can use from a Subaru.
No. No.
But yeah, the daily Subaru, the black one, it was leaking coolant, and I think it was burning it. At least I thought it was burning it, but now the head gasket is done. The head gasket is replaced, so I don't know, but it could be leaking it out of somewhere else. So, but I was going through coolant for a while because we had one time where we were drifting out in the parking lot, and we exploded a radiator line. It was just kind of fun because we were just whipping around. And I was going around this light pole, and this is off the record, by the way. I was going around this light pole in the snow, and I come back around for another pass, and I'm like, what's that on the ground? Why is there green stuff? Oh my God, that's coolant. And so I stop right away, and the smoke goes all over the windshield,
It was fun, though.
And
Exactly. It was fun.
oh, yeah. So we blew a line, and
To have fun, you
Fix
gotta
that.
pay a price.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know. That thing is on its last legs. It's almost got 300,000 miles on it.
Should have kept the Honda.
I know. We were talking about that today, actually.
Yeah.
Because like the Honda just keeps going. It's like I remember, checking the oil at the gas station once, and I'm like, I dip this stick in, and I go out, and I'm like, oh shit, there's nothing on it. I go back in, like, oh God, there's nothing on it at all. It's like, how long was that running with the oil? That thing only holds like 3.5, 4 quarts, and like they say that you're supposed to be able to see 2 quarts, like full, when it's on the stick. And if it's not even touching the stick, Seth, then what is in it? A quart of oil?
If
Are you
that.
talking about the Honda or the
The
Subaru?
Honda,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
like that thing
It
would
runs
take forever
forever.
without oil. It's like,
What, you
can
think my car has oil right now?
right?
It burns.
It burns it. So funny.
Because they make the power.
It has a turbo in it, he says.
What's this turbo? Ethan says
He drove a Max Slash today.
yeah.
Not enough front suspension. It has a turbo in it.
What's the turbo? I want to elaborate. Well, yeah, I mean, any ready to run, like, seems like the suspension is never set up right. Especially in the front.
Let's have to
Always,
go aftermarket.
yeah.
If they don't have the turnbuckles. Or not turnbuckles, what am I thinking of? The fucking adjusters.
Oh, the collar?
The threaded
The
adjuster.
throttle, yeah.
The ones that you
preload
just put the clips in.
That's
No,
what
I don't like those.
that's not what this is, though, right? Does
It's threaded.
yeah, $700 car should at least be threaded.
Oh, it's $700.
Yeah, it's $700.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah. Oops.
If I get it, I'll trade it. No.
Yeah, I'll wait till they start getting used, maybe.
Is that the one you showed me yesterday again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually showed it to you today because we were like opened up Facebook today, and you're like, oh, look at that pink rustler.
Oh, yeah.
Because they released their like brushless, 2S stuff.
It was pink and purple.
Yeah, and she wanted that. I was like, oh, we can get
I
that.
had that.
Yeah.
And then I destroyed that body the same day I got it.
He
Oh.
just says it's powerful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Rachel needs a truck, I guess. I got a two-wheel drive Pink Slash.
I don't need a truck.
Pick one.
Yeah. I have a few too, but I don't want to give them to you. Well, we're married, so
I
I,
would say
guess you got them by
what's
default.
yours is mine.
I'll give you my nitro right there, and we could just build it together.
I don't want nitro. It's too finicky. The weather changes like 10 degrees, and you have to
Retune it.
retune it, and blow up the engine and retune it.
It's a lot
The
of work.
only reason I have it's because it was my very first one, and I put the third motor in it.
Yeah.
It has a 0.8 OS big bore in it right now. So the motor that doesn't belong in there.
Yeah. OS is pretty good though. Make good
Oh,
engines.
100%.
But
He says I need a Savage. What is that?
HPI Savage. Hell to the no. I don't want to do any more HPI. I already have an HPI WR8 that I can't get effing parts for.
I had one HPI, and
Yeah.
never again.
Yo.
If you're going nitro, go low C or Traxxas. Not go any other company.
No. And
Kyosho. Sorry, Kyosho.
Kyosho? Oh, I would do low C because they have some of
Well,
their
no.
ones
Yeah,
have
I'm
the
saying
big
do low
red
C,
2.8.
but also do Kyosho.
Obviously, we know a lot more about RC stuff, RC car stuff, than we do drone stuff.
Well,
And I think over half of this podcast
It's
is
been RC cars.
Yes.
We so clickbaited
okay.
the shit out of people.
That's fine.
FPV's too expensive.
You
We'll
know
talk about
what?
cars the whole
Well,
time.
I
Ethan
mean-
distracted us. It's his fault.
Yeah. Ethan, we'll blame it on Ethan.
Losi or Arma? Did I say that right? Arma? He says,
All
in all
serious-
seriousness, Losi or Arma right now?
It's the same thing, dude. They just they're in the same bed together now. Losi
Depends
was
on what you're
always
going for.
well. Arma does do the TLR2
Electric.
Typhon, so like they're in the same bed. I would say that Losi's best for racing and Arma's best for bashing. Still to this day.
Unless it's the TLR Typhon. Those are
Yeah.
really nice for racing.
Yeah.
He says yes.
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 But, anyways, drones. Do you see our flag in the background, Rachel? Move your head.
I have
So
seen
we got
it.
it's out of focus right now. Dude, those poles for that effing thing are like $60.
Yeah.
And I bought this flag for like $17 overseas. It took like a month and a half to
Wow.
get here, but it was only $17, right? And I was like, oh god, when I found out the poles were triple the price of the flag, I was like, no way. So we just went to Harbor Freight and bought a bunch of PVC piping and like some shitty like fittings. And then we grabbed this like eye bolt that's supposed to be going into like a garage to hang a bicycle and like zip tied it and like electrical taped it and then did this clamp on the bottom to make a stake to go on the ground. And it works out
That
pretty good.
works.
Yeah.
$26.
Redneck ingenuity.
Man,
Can you see it?
yeah, you can see
Yeah.
it in the video. It just is out of focus,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's cool. We're gonna beat the hell out of it and break it this summer, anyways. When we're hitting it with the quads, whipping around it. So
I'll be the first to hit it on purpose.
yeah, there we go. The freaking thing won't even rip. It'll break the most expensive part, which would be the pole.
Nah, I'll rip a
The
perfect
fabric
drone
would
hole through
probably
it.
rip.
You think the fabric would rip?
Yeah, you got yes.
Yeah. With that, well, I guess
Yes.
out of those 5 inches, it'd probably take off a finger or damn near. So, yeah, I
You've
guess.
gotten stuff tangled and caught in my hair.
Yeah, that's a tiny whoop, and it's just cutting your little. I'm not gonna argue. We'll find out.
Seth.
Seth will be
Seth,
the one that.
The drone that you have, we were flying it in Florida, and he bounced off a wall and it cut my face.
Oh yeah, that's right. When we were flying in the.
It would cut that.
Yeah. Where were we? I forget. Were we at the hotel or the?
We were at the resort.
At the resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just
It
learning.
wasn't
how
on
to fly.
purpose.
The
It was
stupid
the
thing.
teeniest little cut.
And
but
like, it wasn't even my fault. I swear it's not my fault because that stupid drone had a barometer on it, and like the barometer would make it do some weird shiznit, especially in like even if you're in the the flippy mode or whatever. So I went and turned off the
Angle
barometer
mode.
on that angle
Yeah.
mode.
But it bounced off a wall
Yeah,
door.
door.
You went out, back in.
Oh yeah,
And
I was
then
flying off the porch
I
and
was-
like going way out
yeah.
by the ocean and then coming back in with it.
Do you think the market is affecting quads as well, or are they not popular like that yet? I can't read
Quads?
today.
Yeah, no, normally you're the one that's reading. And I'm
I
the
mean,
one
I
that's
think a
stumbling.
little bit, but not as bad as RCs personally. As I was looking, because when I was looking at the Baby Ape, they were originally like $80 when they first came out for
Yeah.
just the drone itself.
Yeah.
But for the drone itself now, it's like 120.
Well, you're looking at the newer version of it too. I
True.
guarantee you, because they have the better flight control, better camera, and they changed the frame. So, I would say, are we talking about like the market going up, everything just going up in price?
Yes.
Yeah, that affects everything, because if you look at these things that we're using, compared to the cars, like these circuit boards and everything are way more complex than a stupid RC car ESC, and so the chips going into them and everything else they're going up in price. Actually, I just heard that video transmitter for analog, those chips that they use, one of the most common ones, is going up like double in price. So it's going to make analog video transmitters go up a lot too, more than likely.
Right.
And so it really depends, but I would say it definitely does affect the drone stuff. There's just more, put it bluntly, like over the seas drone parts that like are knockoffs. So we have more field of, knockoff stuff than I think the RC car stuff does. Traxxas, Low C, Horizon Hobby as a whole got the market cornered, and they snuffed out a lot of that. So,
Especially with Horizon Hobby buying everybody.
and A Main buying Hobby Town.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, all that
But if you
craziness.
truly think about it, there's only really two main competitors.
Yep,
It's Horizon and Traxxas.
yep. So, I don't know. I would say it's pretty much the same, if not drone stuff costing more. Goggle prices have gone through the roof like crazy. I mean, nowadays, if you want to go HD, if you're going to go HD, Seth, and you're going to go DJI, I would tell you buy the FPV DJI, that drone kit, that combo for $1,000. Sell the drone if you don't want it, and the remote, and keep the goggles, because the goggles alone sell for like $600. So you'd make your money back on it.
I'd probably keep the drone personally.
I still have the drone. I just never fly the dang thing.
Which one is it?
The DJI FPV, that one. Sorry,
Oh,
I have my
yeah.
drones all over the place. Yeah, that one.
I remember that one. You flew downtown with that one. Well, over the roundabout and back, and you showed me the light.
Yeah.
That's the one that has a little spotlight when you come down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thanks for Xeroxing me right there. Oh, you're flying over a roundabout. At nighttime. Sorry, FAA.
No, on the sidewalk.
This was before. I was flying over the sidewalk, FAA,
Yeah.
and this was before the rules. This was way back when. Jesus, Rachel.
Sorry.
But no, I was looking into the Fat Sharks for kind of that reason, because they're cheaper for one.
Mm-hmm. And the video.
Right now on Rotor Riot, they're like $200 off for a kit.
Rotor Riot owns Fat Shark now. They're
Oh,
in
they
bed. Yeah, so like, and Rotor Riot is owned by a company called Red Cat, but I don't know if it's Red Cat RC Cars. I think it's a company called Red Cat. I don't know if the
Gotcha.
relation is back and forth with that. But
Well, if there was a relation, they would suck.
yeah. And so on top of that, like, I think that very same company, I don't know if they're the same ones that own Race Day Quads and Get FPV. I don't know, but one of our two highest drone stores, Race Day Quads, just got bought out by Get FPV, and Get FPV was a pretty high up one too. And it wasn't really the Get FPV that bought them; it was the company that owns Get FPV that bought them. Um, so it's kind of interesting. Actually, the original owner of Race Taekwon's, I think his name was like Tyler or something like that. He's a military active pilot, like for fighter jets, and so it's pretty cool. If you ever watched have you ever watched the documentary on FPV? What is it called? Flow State, I believe.
No.
Made by it's produced, kind of produced. It's how would you say, funded by Joshua Bardwell.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a pretty cool documentary about FPV, and it talks a little bit about remote ID shenanigans before remote ID was fully in effect. And it's pretty cool. And they actually show him, though, the Tyler guy in it, and he talks about how like it's FPV flying is like, you know, flying a fighter pilot, and you're in that cockpit view without risking your body and self-harm.
Right.
So kind of cool.
Ethan says bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you, Ethan. We're gonna end the stream here. We're over an hour talking about RC cars and nothing related to FPV, I guess.
It's fine.
It's fine.
He said he'll keep in touch, and he said, Seth, if you're interested as well, the more quad footage, the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it. So
Maybe I could use that as practice too.
yeah, dude, chasing a car is good practice for throttle control and everything. Getting low to the ground with RC cars.
Especially when he goes the other way.
Or you go off of a curb at like 90 miles an hour. I'm sorry, into a curb at like 90 miles an hour, and somehow she like goes airborne. I'm watching the video over and over again because like there's this path that, you know how like sidewalks will like dip down so you can walk up on it, you know. And I'm like, in the drone video, you know, as I'm watching her live doing this, like she's gonna go up that path, and nope, she goes on the side of it, like hitting the effing curb straight on, like missing that, you know, little ramp, and like the car still goes up in the air, and it comes down pretty hard. It comes down pretty bad, but like, you know, I thought that car hitting a curb straight on would like just explode it, but it sent it flying like 15 feet up. It was ridiculous.
Did it bend the chassis?
It never
Did you
said
check
it was a
that?
good.
I didn't check it, Seth. I have metal chassis braces and everything on it now.
Oh, okay.
But I was driving it the like following week, and I was just driving it up and down the parking lot here, and the wheel just goes and falls off, and I'm like, I didn't hit anything. What happened? And I'm like, I guarantee you that was Rachel. I guarantee you Rachel pre-broke some hub part for me, and then when I want to go play with it, it just the fucking wheel just comes.
Did you ever find that piece?
No, I have to buy it. We have to buy like $20 worth of parts. And it's HPI. It's HPI though. You can never get freaking parts for the thing. Even though it's a car that's, I know.
I love you.
I know. I'll fix it for you. I'll fix it. Then you can drive it again and break it.
Yeah.
And we shredded the tires for that thing too that day. And I was like, Rachel, don't worry about it, because we were just having fun. She was worried about shredding the tires and doing stuff. And I was like, don't worry about it.
Breaking your car.
The tires are cheap. Go look up the tires. $80 fucking dollars. And I'm like, what the yeah.
Since when did those go
It's
up?
an HPI WR8, you know, tire in the rim. It's for the Subaru one, you know, and they stopped making them, and so everybody's making the prices go up on them on eBay and everything else because they're hard to get.
Well, it looks like you need to look for some aftermarket ones.
I found some. We did pick some up. Did you order on Amazon or something like that a while ago? Yeah, we have some. I glued them up recently.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just too many expensive hobbies. FPV, car racing, real car racing.
I do scrapbooking.
Yeah.
That one's not that expensive.
And when she asks for money, I don't care. Just give whatever she needs, because my hobbies are like tenfold more expensive.
I mean, I got my computer, that shit, and now I'm going to get in the drones.
Right. Cool.
Sorry.
It's alright. Well, I guess on the dismount, FPV is still effing expensive. RC cars are still effing expensive.
Letting your
That
wife
is expensive.
drive
Yeah.
them is even more expensive.
Yeah, and then the wife also is getting into flying is effing expensive. And then what do they call it? Xeroxing me or whatever, just saying I'm doing all this illegal stuff when I'm not. Is expensive, and FAA fines.
Yeah.
I don't know. FPV is expensive.
You're
You should
not.
probably not do it, but you should probably do it because it's a lot of fun. Alrighty, guys. Till next time. Have a good one. Stay tuned for the next stream too. Maybe next week. Maybe the following week. Maybe never. Just watch our channel to find out.